Very good afternoon to you all. Great to have you with us on another glorious day. Coming to you, of course, from Grand Champions Polo Club. This afternoon, we are at White Birch for the limited edition 8-goal 2021. And on the field, we have the team White Birch in the white shirts up against Sebucan. Both teams, of course, totaling 8-goal handicap. Joseph Schwartz at number 1 there, -1. Then Chris Brandt, the 0-goaler, taking up position number 2. Nick Manifold, the man with the 3 goals and the number 3 position on the field. And Chris Campson playing at back of 6 goals. Sebucan, delighted to have a young lady player out on the field. She was at the weekend, of course, part and parcel of the ladies' polo at Grand Champions. Great to see her back in the saddle again now here for the 8-goal. Mia Navija Estrada at number 1 off 1 goals. Paquito de Navai, keep an eye on him. Very talented young man playing off 1 goals at number 2. Then Santos Bellini alongside his father, Juan Bellini, respective 2 and 4 goals. Both teams coming into this game off 8-goal handicap. Your 2 mounted umpires this afternoon, Mr. Dale Schwetz and Mr. Mark Holmes. Alongside me sitting here at the Fountain of Knowledge, Mr. Steve Lane. Good afternoon, Steve. Also on the cameras this afternoon, the centre cam here taken care of by Eric. Lucas and Roy will have the end cams. Goal judges, Ivan and David. And, of course, the drone being flown by Andrea. Tracy, of course, our official timekeeper and score keeper. And I believe, Cale, good afternoon to you, of course, very much, Cale Newman. I believe after that first throw in there, it looks like Chris Campson might have had a little chip somewhere.
Thank you, Yan. Yeah, it looks like Chris caught something in the face here. Do you guys need the medic? We can call him out if you need him. No, Chris Campson there.
Well, he's saying no thank you to the medic. Let's hope he's okay. You all right there, Chris? Yeah, he's giving us the thumbs up, so let's hope he's okay. I must have been a little bit overzealous there, Steve. Did you actually see what happened?
Yeah, Juan Blaney rode in there a little bit and got just got a bit there in Chris's arm.
Oh, I see. So Chris's arm got pecked there by a horse. So we're going to have a restart. Dale Schwetz, as I say, one of you 2 mounted umpires. And on the far side, Mr. Mark Holmes.
All right, so that ball gets bowled back into play here. Ball's on the ground, fighting for possession. Looks like it's going to be young Paquito de Narvaez to pick up the ball for Sebucan. Paquito with the number 2 on his back, leaves the ball back here for his number 4, Juan Bellini. Bellini being watched there by Nick Manifold, unleashes a powerful shot downfield. He's got Mia Navija Estrada on the move. Can she get there? Not this time. It's going to be picked off by Chris Campson, but look at that. Tato Bellini coming in. Now, the umpire's whistle sounds, stopping the action early here in Chucker number 1.
Indeed. So after that first throw in there and that little clip on Chris Campson, barely, a minute play, not even, and we have our next whistle, the first now out of regular play. Indeed, as I thought as well, it was a right-of-way violation. So the team in blue, Sebucan, being awarded an open goal penalty. And if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not, it'll be taken by the number 2, the 1-goaler, Paquito de Navai.
Paquito walks up to that one, sends it right on in, putting the first point on the board here. So Sebucan open up the scoring here, 1-0 as we head back to center field for another bowl-in on the officials.
Well, Cal, 2 very, very strong teams here making up the 8-goal, the limited edition 8-goal 2021. Great to see Joseph Schwartz in the saddle again, who, as we saw just now, the young kid there with the long hair, very, very powerful, of course. I'm sure that must run in the family. Here we go. Ball's thrown back into play.
Ball's on the ground here, fighting for possession. It's going to be Chris Campson to come up with that ball out of the throw-in. Campson keeping this one under control. Campson, little pump fake there. Campson, he's being marked here and watched by Juan Bellini. Campson unleashes the ball downfield, trying to find his number 3, but it's going to be picked off there by Mia Navija Estrada. Estrada leaves that one behind here. Paquito now with the give and go right back up there to Mia Navija. Mia Working her way down the field, drops it back behind for Paquito. Ooh, bad luck there. Paquito got a little underneath that one. Tato can't quite get a hold of it, and it's going to be picked off and stolen back here by White Birch. Coming up with the ball. Ooh, little mishap there. Whistle sounds. Clock stop. 4 minutes, 43 seconds.
Well, quite easy to see there. Manifold clearly on that line, established himself firmly. Good call by the umpires. Of course, you cannot cross that line once a player has possession of that line, and I think that was a pretty blatant and quite an obvious foul there. That this time, Sebucan, the culprit there, crossing the line of Nick Manifold. So a hit from the centre, taken quickly here by Chris Campson.
Campson unleashes a pass downfield from center field, trying to find one of his teammates here, but look at that. It's going to be Nick Manifold to find that one and send it along the ground through a bunch of pony legs and put another point on the board. So all tied up here, 1 goal apiece.
Well, as Dale was saying to me the other day during the commentary, that, of course, is already a big step in the right direction, winning a hit from the centre. And White Birch there making no mistake in taking that play, feeding the ball up to Manifold. It was just 2 touches, and there is the equaliser, 1 goal apiece. Still in Chucker number 1.
With just about 4 minutes remaining, that ball hits the ground once again. Paquito de Narvaez picks it up out of the bowl and fighting hard there with Chris Brandt. Both players override. Now Campson comes in and steals this one back for White Birch. Chris Campson, a powerful number 4, sends a pass up the field looking for one of his teammates. He's going to find Joseph Schwartz. Joseph can't quite keep control of that ball, and now it's going to be Juan Bellini with a clearing back shot, trying to set up one of his teammates here, Mia Novijo Estrada. Coming up with the ball, working down the far side of the field. She's got Nick Manifold here, keeping a close watch on her. Mia Novijo Estrada, bad luck there, overrides. That ball left dangerously in the corner. Chris Brandt comes up with it momentarily, gets it out of Coffin Corner. Can one of his teammates get a hold of this one? It's going to be Campson to come up with that ball with a powerful shot downfield. He's got Chris Brandt on the move, all by himself on that gray pony. Bad luck, got a little underneath that one. And it's going to be Joseph Schwartz coming up in the cleanup position here. Joseph trying to get around that defending player, Joseph Schwartz. And bad luck, he's going to run out of real estate.
Very unlucky there. Is mine even on?
Yeah.
Very unlucky there for young Joseph Schwartz. He had a shot earlier when that ball came through. Slightly mistimed it. A nice swing, however. Nice to see him get a second chance to try and take that ball through. He had a little bit of help there from the pony. Just missing the target ever so slightly, so that ball going out of the field, as you said, running out of real estate. And I believe, I'm not mistaken, Cale, it's around about that time where we have that courtesy horse change at 2:49 with 1 goal apiece, still in Chucker number 1.
Yeah, that's correct, Jan. We are in an official timeout right now. The weather has gotten a little nicer this week. It was brutally hot in the past couple weeks, but it's cooled off a little bit, but it's still a little warm, and we are going to be using these courtesy changes for the safety and the welfare of our ponies.
Indeed. Also, of course, here, like in the WPL, well, basically everywhere at Grand Champions Polo Club, 45 seconds is allowed to go for that pony change, and the results of this very effective rule has, of course, decreased the number of injuries to ponies. It's also allowed play to continue a lot quicker. So a very good call here, this 45-second courtesy change, and I would hope very much we're going to see that also come over to Europe, because they would be well advised to do the same in Europe.
And we did just get word from the mounted officials that there was a slight tack timeout, but they are back out on the field ready to get this one back underway. So with the knock-in, ball coming back into play, Juan Bellini, he sends the pass over here looking for one of his teammates. That's going to be Paquito de Narvaez. Paquito unleashes a shot downfield, trying to get a hold of Mia Novijo. Mia, can she get a hold of this ball? No, it's going to be left behind here for Juan Bellini. Bellini now sends it up the field here, trying to keep control over this ball. Bellini on the far sideboards, picks up the play, deep into the corner here. Bellini trying to get away from those defenders and work his way down towards the goal mouth, trying to muscle his way through Juan Bellini, and the whistle sounds, stopping his efforts with 2 minutes and 11 seconds on the clock.
Indeed, 2 minutes 11 on the clock. Well, so far, another whistle, but overall, I think it's fair to say and safe to say that apart from that little hiccup on in the beginning of that first chucker, the good news is that Chris Campson did not sustain any serious injury, able to continue playing at full force. I was going to say it's been a very, very fair game here. A lot of open polo being played. Very much honouring the limited edition 8-goal as we expected. Now, after that whistle, a penalty 2 is the umpire's decision there. They were just in conference, Mr. Mark Holmes and Mr. Dale Schwetz. And it's going to go in favour of Sebucan, with a chance now for them to extend their lead and take a 2-goal advantage. And as you said, Kel, with 2:11.
Tied 1-1.
If they score.
It's not going to be a 2-goal advantage, though. They're going to be up by 1.
Beg your pardon, you're absolutely right. A 1-goal advantage. Thank you very much, Kel. But there is what I was actually trying to say. 2-1. So a nice little quick conversion there. Penalty 2, Sebucan take the lead.
And with just about 2 minutes remaining here, we head back to center field for another bowl-in on the officials. Teams lining up here. As you can see on your screens, we have the center stripe along with the dashed lines on either side. We need one team on either side of those dashed lines. There it is. The umpires see a clean lineup, and the ball is put back on the ground. Coming out with the ball, that's going to be Paquito. Or no, that's Mia Novijo Estrada, rather, with the number 1 on her back. Mia loses the handle on that one, and Chris Campson tries to get a hold of that one dangerously close there. The flag man waves the flag low, stopping the action here. We're going to have a penalty number 6, a safety, to go in favor of Sebucan.
Oh, that looked a little bit dangerous there, but a great run by Mia Novijo Estrada. As Campson there tried to save it, I could have sworn that was going to go in, so he did well just to keep it out of play. Had to knock it over the back line, and as you rightly said there, Kel, we will have a safety 60. That, of course, the equivalent of a corner in polo, or in soccer, but here in polo. So slightly adjacent to the penalty 4 spot, and it's going to be taken by Juan Bellini.
That's correct. So Campson did a nice job there, saving a for sure goal, and now giving them a chance that, they might miss it. But Juan Bellini, deadly from the penalty stripe. Here he comes from 60 yards. Juan Bellini winds up and fires a long one high straight, right on in, putting another point on the board, now getting their 2-goal advantage. Sebucan 3, White Birch 1. We head back to center field, just over a minute remaining.
Indeed, a great strike there from Juan Bellini. As you said, he is deadly when it comes to taking penalties. Very, very strong, of course, very solid. And as you rightly pointed out, there is that 2-goal advantage, 3-1, and we have now just under a minute left to play in this, the first chukker.
Umpires waiting for a clean and proper lineup. There it is. That ball put on the ground here. Coming up with the ball first is going to be Paquito. Paquito and Campson come together. And now Tato Bellini with possession here. But look at that. Nice shot there by Joseph Schwartz. No one there to receive it, though. It's going to be Mia Novijo Estrada. Mia working her way. Drops it back behind. Leaves it behind here for her number 4. Juan Bellini. Bad luck. Kicked by a pony. And Paquito coming up with the ball, but the whistle sounds. That's all she wrote for chukker number 1.
Indeed, and there was a whistle on that play right in front of goal. We will let you know when you come back what the outcome of that is. So end of the first chukker. Quick break here for the players to get on a fresh set of legs. Make sure you join us here for chukker number 2 right here. Chukker TV in just a few moments.
An active lifestyle means you never stop moving. That's why only Theragun devices are designed to release your body's deepest muscle tension, so you can do the things you love. Land that pose, hit that final rep, taste success, and do it all over again. You only have one body. Make it a TheraBody.
Welcome back, everybody. A good afternoon to you all tuning in here on Chucker TV, either in Florida or, of course, around the globe. Great to have you with us. I did promise you we'd come back to you and let you know what the reason for that whistle was. And after having consulted the third man, who we just compared notes, Paquito de Navaja, the man there challenging or crossing the line there of Nick Manifold, hence a right-of-way infraction. And we're going to continue, of course, with a penalty right where that infringement took place. 3-1. Sebucan getting off to a slightly better start here in this limited edition 8-goal league match. Still plenty of polo to play, of course, in this tournament. So let's see how White Birch, who apart from that 1 goal by Nick Manifold, will fare now in Chucker number 2. As I say, a penalty from the spot, and it'll be taken by Chris Campson.
Chris Campson taps this one back into play here. He's being watched closely there by Juan Bellini. Campson unleashes a pass downfield, trying to find one of his teammates. He's got Joseph Schwartz upfield, but it's going to be Tato Bellini to get a hold of that ball first. Tato with a pass over tier to his number 1, Mia Navijo, who drops it back behind for Juan Bellini. Juan Bellini now up to Paquito. Paquito trying to keep control of that one on the near side. Unable to keep that one to himself here, but look at that. Quick recovery. But Campson coming through and stealing the ball back here for White Birch.
Campson now on his front, in front and out on his own. No one to play it to. Will he run it? You can see he's just holding back a little bit. Nice little challenge coming in from the number 2 from Paquito de Navaja. And I was waiting in that first chucker for Chris Campson to rev up his engine a little bit. Solid little backhand there from Joseph Schwartz, feeding the ball up to his number 3 to Nick Manifold. But Sebucan, also a very solid defensive team there. Again, Paquito de Navaja coming back. It's going to be turned and picked up once again by Nick Manifold for White Birch. Campson now, he is within shooting distance. Will take a shot. And another whistle on that play.
Yeah, so the action comes to a halt here with 5 minutes, 22 seconds. The umpires discussing what's going to happen and where to place this ball.
I thought so too. From behind.
Looks like they are going towards the... Yep, there we have it from the umpires. Shading, penalty number 2, here to go in favor of White Birch.
Well, that is, of course, something which I know you and I, Steve, were talking a lot about this shading issue. Let's go and see what Campson does here. This could be the catalyst to get his rhythm really going. No mistake there. Goal number 1 for Chris Campson. Coming back here very strong now in the second chucker. White Birch seem to be fully focused now. I'd like to see a little bit more of Chris Brandt getting involved. But good to see that Chris Campson now finally right back where we like to see him, up there in front, scoring goals.
Yeah, so White Birch within 1 now. Under 5 minutes remain here in chucker number 2. Umpires have the teams lined up. That ball released and put back on the ground. Coming up with it is going to be Chris Campson, just like you said, Yan. Chris Campson woke up here in this second chucker. Bad luck there. Left that one behind. Not what he wanted to have happen. And Mia Navijo Estrada coming in for Sebucan. Sebucan in the blue jerseys. Mia Navijo Estrada doing a nice job at the number 1 position. And Nick Manifold gets a hold of that one, steals it back. Now Chris Brandt with a shot across the goal face, still on the playing field. And Juan Bellini saves that one from going over the end line. Coming up with the ball is going to be Paquito de Navaja on that beautiful gray pony. Paquito with a powerful shot, but coming up, Chris Brandt jumps in on the line. Chris with a back shot, setting up the other Chris. Campson now. Campson working his way down the field. He's got the umpire's whistle stopping the action. 3 minutes, 59 seconds.
Well, indeed, as you said there, Chris Campson, he had a bit of a mishap there as he turned on that ball. Another whistle now. We're seeing a few more whistles here in chucker number 2. A little bit controversial, that decision. We'll have to wait and see what the umpires decide. Holmes and Schwetz there just discussing to compare notes. But it looks to me like we're going to possibly see a penalty for at least, maybe even a ball down a little bit further. But at 3:59, we're going to call a slightly earlier than normal courtesy change. Like I said, normally around about halfway through a chucker. Just one player staying on the field for the moment. That Nick Manifold wanting to, well, he's going to go and change ponies as well. Wanted to get a definition there from the umpire what the reason for that foul is. Well, it looks like we had another shading call on that play. It was difficult to tell here, Cal. I mean, I don't know how you saw that, but all the players very much in a little jab right in the center. Campson there just now also getting the definition there by the umpire. So the result of that shading play, that penalty, a penalty 4. You can see where the ball's been dropped and when the players come back in just a few moments.
Yeah, sometimes when all the players are right there bunched up together, it's kind of hard for us to see from the sidelines what exactly that call was, but that's why we have 2 mounted officials out there on the field. And if you notice on your screens when you're watching the game, the umpires are strategically placing themselves around the play so they can get all of the different angles.
Absolutely. That is very, very useful to have, of course, to have 2 umpires. I know that very many tournaments in Europe are not quite as far as developed as here in America, where you very often will only see 1 mounted umpire. When of course we've got 8 players out there all contesting that it's their right of way, their line of the ball. This of course is excluding the UK. The UK, of course, very much like in America, will have 2 mounted officials and of course a 3rd man. But very often mainland Europe, you're down to just that 1 umpire. Here we go then, in favour of White Birch, and it'll be Mr. Chris Campson.
Campson here with the approach on this penalty number 4. 60 yards to a defended goal. Defenders unable to get a hold of that one, but bad luck on that. It's going to go wide to the right-hand side. So we're going to have a knock-in here for the team in blue, Sebucan.
Sebucan still very much in the lead, and of course those knock-ins will come from the number 4, Juan Bellini, playing alongside his son Santos. Of course, his other son, Juancito, very much a WPL player playing for Casablanca. Remember, they won the WPL Palm Beach Open 2 Sundays ago. Very much still a very strong contender for the Triple Crown. That action, of course, continues on Thursday afternoon. Just a subtle little reminder there for you to make sure you don't miss the action of the WPL, the Triple Crown of Polo, coming to your screens on Chukka TV this Thursday.
That ball over on the far sideboards. Campson digs it out the sideboards, being watched there by Paquito de Narvaez. Campson unleashes a shot upfield, trying to get a hold of one of his teammates. Joseph Schwartz thought about it, tried to get there, and we have a whistle stopping the action once again here with 3 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in Chukka number 2.
And this time, I think the culprit very clearly, you could see it, Nick Manifold there coming across a firmly established line by Juan Bellini, who will waste no time taking this penalty 5A to get things on the way for Sebucan.
Bellini with a pass over to Paquito de Narvaez. De Narvaez working his way down the field, unmarked just yet. Now Campson comes in, keeping a close watch on him. Paquito de Narvaez with the number 2 on his back. He's got Campson here keeping a close watch. Now, what's he going to do? He's going to little flip shot back over to Bellini. Campson comes in, tries to steal that one back, but clock is stopped now. 2 minutes, 34 seconds remaining.
No, indeed. Another one of those fouls there again against Sebucan, against, once again, Juan Bellini. And he was saying... Sorry? Yes, against White Birch. I was saying fouling Bellini. Bellini was the man who got fouled there. That's what I was. But, Kel, as you were just saying, Paquito de Narvaez, of course, we were just talking about the WPL. His father, of course, Paco de Narvaez, playing for Richard Mille. Very successful season so far, having won the All-Star Challenge and the Founders Cup. Remember, they made it to the final of the Palm Beach Open, where Casablanca then won that 3rd tournament. So a lot of WPL affiliated players here this afternoon as we now watch this penalty 4 in favour of Sebucan, taken by Juan Bellini. Now remember, he did take a safety 60 in that previous Chukka. Let's see if he can hit the target again now. Straight on target here from the penalty 4 spot.
Juan Bellini has arguably one of the biggest arms in the game. He can hit that little white ball with some power, and he does it again. Puts another point on the board here, taking back their 2-goal lead. 4-2 now the score, just under 2.5 remaining in Chukka number 2. So we make our way back to center field for another bowl-in on the officials.
Yeah, Kel, I got to tell you, I mean, we did say that White Birch seemed to be coming back a little bit stronger, but there is still, I think, room for improvement here. We're not quite seeing that White Birch the way we've seen them play in the past. I'd like to see a little bit more of Nick Manifold to come in there. Chris Brandt, of course, always a dangerous player once in front of goal, giving him the right passes and the right balls. And, of course, Chris Campson, So far, only with one goal. So I'm sure there is still a lot of room here for White Birch to get right back into this game.
This is exactly what they needed to get that momentum shift. A little right-of-way violation here. Penalty 5 in favor of White Birch. Chris Campson with possession. Unleashes a shot down the field here, looking for one of his teammates, trying to come up with the ball, but it's going to be picked off there by Mia Navijo Estrada. Estrada taking this one around here towards the near boards. Campson coming in, and the whistle sounds, stopping the action here.
Well, you can see Chris Campson there also, I think, getting a little bit of an earful there from Juan Bellini. Charging down that line, the only lady player, and she's a very solid lady player, Mia Navijo Estrada, quite clearly her right of way. So I wonder what Chris Campson was thinking when he did that, but he is normally a gentleman both on and off the field. Maybe he just was in a bit of a tunnel vision, did not maybe thought he was in any kind of danger. Again, a good call here by the two mounted officials. So we're now going to see a drive from Juan Bellini from the centre, penalty 5B.
Juan Bellini here with the approach. Bellini, as I mentioned, one of the biggest arms in the game. He sends this one down the field here. Mia Navijo Estrada jumping in on the line, picking it up. Bad luck there, though. It's going to be off-angled just a bit and go wide to the right-hand side. So White Birch dodging a bullet here and getting another knock-in opportunity, this time from the north end.
1:24 left on the clock. Campson will tap the ball back into play. And the first man he's going to be up against will be Juan Bellini. Manifold will maybe they do the little rotation, the switcheroo. No, it's sent on a wild goose chase. Oh, a little mistake there. He turns on the ball. Bellini now in possession. Will open his shoulders and send a warm burner down the field. That looks pretty straight for me. Teasing us as he does. Goal number 3 here for Juan Bellini.
And the whistle does sound here. Clock is stopped. Under a minute remaining in Chucker number 2. And we are going to have another penalty 5B from center field awarded to Sebucan, I believe for the unsportsmanlike language.
Absolutely, Kale, and that is something which, of course, you want to straight away eliminate. So a good call again by the umpires. They indicated it by raising their hands. So once again from the centre, this time just tapping the ball into play. The first man to get past is Joseph Schwartz. There is that long ball down the field. Can he find a blue shirt? Be nice if we saw Mia, who I think is well overdue and deserves that goal after that foul a little bit earlier on. But no, it'll be Campson. Campson now wide awake, turns things around up at the front door. Chris Brandt waiting in vain for that ball. You've heard the horn, a little less than 30 seconds left to play. It'll be picked up by Manifold. Manifold will try and drill a long ball up to the front to send it back to Campson. Good team play here from White Birch. But again, Sebucan, as I did say earlier, Kale, very solid also in defence. Manifold, 9 seconds left on the clock. Can they claw one back before the end of Chucker number 2? Campson, what's he got up his sleeve? Under the neck, on the near side. And just going wide.
Well, the double horn sounds as that ball crosses the line, so regardless, that's going to be Chucker. So we will see where that ball was at the sound of the horn, whether it was going to be a start, or whether we're going to start with a knock-in or a bowl-in. We'll find that out after the short break.
Indeed. Make sure you join us here. Still plenty of polo to come here of the limited edition 8 Goal 2021. We'll be right back, as Kel said, after this short break. Welcome back, everybody. Nice to have you with us here on Chucker TV on a beautiful afternoon. As Kel was saying earlier, we had a bit of a heat wave, then we had a cold front come in, but slowly the temperatures are back to what you would expect here in southern Florida. We are this afternoon at White Birch, an affiliated club, of course, and polo fields to Grand Champions Polo Club for the limited edition 8 goal. And if I look at the score sheet so far, after the first two chukkers played, both teams very consistent. White Birch scoring in the first and the second, and Sebucan scoring 3 times in the first and twice in the second. So they leave the field with an advantage of 5 goals to 3. Juan Bellini there, of course, making no mistake, converting a penalty, safety 60, and a regular penalty, and a goal out of regular play. Paquito de Navai also, the young man with the number 2, doing the honours by getting 2 goals in that first chukker. So they come back now. Last chukker of the first half. And if I could ask those two gentlemen, or lady and gentlemen, to please get off the sideboards. Thank you very much. So we can continue play. There is, of course, a safety zone here off the sideboards, which needs to be upheld. Because very often, as you know, Kel, the players will come over the sideboards while still keeping the ball in play. Here we go then. Chukker number 3, 5 goals to 2. In favour of the team in blue, Sebucan.
Juan Bellini brings this one off the back line here for the knock-in to start off chukker number 3. Bellini keeping it to himself for the time being. He's got a couple players here. Joseph Schwartz coming in, doing a nice job here. Joseph doing a nice job here. No one quite there to receive that one. Campson coming in.
Oh, nice.
And Campson going to get that one right on through with definite assist going to Joseph Schwartz there. What a nice play by the young man with the long hair and the red helmet.
Indeed, very, very good. But you know what? We saw him play exactly like this last week. Very solid. He seems to have a knack for the backhand. He read it well. Campson, of course, picking that one up. And Campson there showing his 6 goals with an absolutely perfect cut shot. Mia there doing a little pirouette on the ball in. As Bellini will appear, that's his line, but it's going to be picked up by Campson.
And Campson off to the races now, working his way down the field. Paquito coming in, trying to keep control. What's going to happen here? The umpire's whistle sounds, stopping the action here with 5 minutes and 27 seconds remaining here in chukker number 3.
Well, again, that was, I think, quite blatant to see there. Paquito de Navai should have really known better. He was a little bit too close for comfort there. The umpires really had no choice, had to blow on that play. And you can see Juan Bellini just having a few words there with Dale Schwartz, saying we need to put an end to this, this so-called shading, as I know Steve likes to call it. We don't want to have any of that. But that right-of-way infringement there, pretty obvious. So a chance here now for repossession. Is it repossession? No. I beg your pardon. Not, of course, not repossession. A chance is what I should have said here. A penalty too. All from the spot, of course. Those are the options here. And Chris Campson, I'm pretty sure, will just have to get out the putter. There it is. No mistake. Goal number 3 now for Mr. Chris Campson.
Bringing his team within 1. 5-4 now the score. Under 5.5 to play out in chukker number 3 as we make our way back to center field. Once again here for another bowl-in on the officials.
So White Birch here picking up the pace a little bit here in chukker number 3. Sebucan, they're a little cushion there, decreasing now to just 1 goal. Ball's back in play.
Nice grab there out of the bowl-in by Nick Manifold. And Chris Brandt picking it up on the near side, but unable to keep it with him here. Who's going to come up with it? Now it's going to be Campson to trap that ball. Campson traps the ball, reaches back, gets a hold of it, looking to keep this one moving in the right direction now. But not quite the shot he was looking to get there, and it's going to be picked up and stolen out of there by Tato Bellini momentarily. Now Campson back in on the action. Campson sets up Nick Manifold now. Manifold with the shot towards the goal. Will it go? Manifold gets it done, and just like that, we are all knotted up at 5 goals apiece.
So after a couple of little slow chukkers here from White Birch, excuse me, they've come back very strong here in chukker number 3 with 4 minutes and 11 seconds left to play. The current score just in this chukker is 3 goals to 0 in favour of White Birch. And as you rightly pointed out, Kel, there is the equaliser. Ball back in play.
Coming out of the bowl in here, Players all bunched up together. It's going to be Paquito with possession momentarily, but he's going to lose the handle now. Campson back in on the action. Campson can't quite keep it with him. Couple players override. Joseph Schwartz with a shot. Now this ball kicked out over here towards the sideboards. Nick Manifold, first man on the ball. Manifold. Now Campson. Campson gets a turn. Waits for the man to clear. That's Juan Bellini. Campson unleashes a shot downfield here, trying to get a hold of one of his teammates here. Nice. Chris Brandt coming up with that one, and just like that, White Birch, with 4 unanswered goals, takes the lead here with just over 3 minutes remaining in Chucker number 3, and I do believe they are going to call for the courtesy change. As soon as the umpire gets back here to center, he will blow his whistle. And there it is, clock stop, 3:06, and we will have a courtesy change. What a running and gunning, fast-paced first half of that Chucker.
Indeed, White Birch, all hands on deck here. Chris Campson with 2, Nick Manifold with 1, and I think it's great that we've also now seen Chris Brandt coming right back into the action. So 3/4 of that team now in this Chucker on the score sheet. Joseph Schwartz, the only one, but of course he is doing a superb job also in giving those assists. So White Birch now very much the team we've become accustomed to seeing playing. And as you rightly said, dear Cale, all of a sudden, they've turned things around here. Very much alive and kicking. 4 unanswered goals. Sebucan need to be careful here, because once White Birch will get that mojo going, it'll be a very, very difficult task to stop them. They come back out, as you said, 3:06 on the clock. And Cale, I'm sure you'll agree with me, it's going to come down to now winning those throw-ins, those ball-ins, and running and gunning. We've seen it on so many occasions. The ball's thrown into play, just 2 quick touches, and the ball's in the back of the net.
That's correct. So the team's back out here, lined up on umpire Dale Schwetz. As soon as he sees a proper lineup, there it is. That ball put on the ground here, coming out of the bowl-in here with the ball is going to be Sebucan. Tato Bellini, but that one's going to be stolen out of there, trapped by Juan Bellini now. And we did have a player drop his mallet. What a gentleman play here. Oh, that was Mia Navija's mallet. So a bunch of gentlemen out there allowing Mia to pick up her mallet, and Juan Bellini continues the action now. Sends the ball downfield. But a bunch of players all bunched up over here. Coming out with the ball now is going to be Tato Bellini. Tato just sticking balls this one. Brings it right on in. Tying us back up at 6 goals apiece now. With under 2.5 remaining, we're making our way back to center field once again for another bowl-in on the officials.
So, nice little equaliser there, and now all the players, again, only one missing, Mia Navija Estrada. I'm hoping, and I'm sure we will see her score as well. Nice to see Santos Bellini getting a little bit more involved in the action here. A nice little goal and a steal. Here we go.
Quick whistle there. Umpires wanting clean lineups here in the bowl-ins, but White Birch coming out with the ball. That was Nick Manifold up here to Chris Campson. Campson, one touch, and it's going to go right on in. So just like that, what you were just saying, win the bowl-in, 2 quick touches, and right on into the uprights. And another point on the board, breaking the tie. 7-6 now the score, as we head back for yet another bowl-in on the officials. Umpire Dale Schwetz waiting for the teams to arrive.
Well, Cale, that is goal number 4 for Chris Campson, but in this chucker alone, he's got himself a little hat-trick, so Chris Campson very much now right back in the saddle and playing his game.
Umpire Dale Schwetz unleashes that ball, puts it back on the ground. Coming out with it first is going to be Paquito de Nervai. De Nervai unable to keep it with him now. Juan Bellini gets a hold of that one. No one quite there to receive it, though. It's going to be Chris Campson. Campson unleashes a powerful shot downfield. He's got his number 2, Chris Brandt, out there. Chris to Chris. Unable to get there. Tato disrupted that play. Now it's going to be picked up here by Nick Manifold, who jumps in on the line. Manifold gets a turn back, trying to face the right direction now. Waits for the player to clear. Nick Manifold doing a fine job. Now up here to Campson. Campson can't quite keep it with him. Now it's going to be Tato Bellini to back that one out of danger. Deep into the corner here. Campson, first one on it. There's the 30-second warning horn. Less than 30 to play out here in chucker number 3. Campson wants to get one more put on the board before the end of the half. Campson Drags it in front of the goal mouth, and with a nice neck shot, gets it done. Ends the first half of play with a 2-goal lead for White Birch.
Well, what a turnaround here. We saw the first two chuckers, as I say, a little bit sleepy here from White Birch, but they came out all guns blazing in chucker number 3. A total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals. 4 alone coming there by Chris Campson, 1 by Nick Manifold, 1 by Chris Brown. A great goal by him as well. Only 1 score by Sebucan. So 8 goals to 6 at the end of half time. Make sure you join us for the remaining 3 chuckers after this short break right here on Chucker TV.
As far as barns go, it's 10 points. The weather, scenic views are unbelievable. To be up here in the mountains in this weather, I don't think you have many choices nicer than this.
I feel like we have some really competitive polo up here. It's friendly competitive polo.
The place is amazing. Good polo fields, good players, good horses, so it's a good experience. It's really good.
Club, they have empanadas there, they have Argentine style barbecue.
I'm in love of this place. The club is really nice, the people is really good.
At least what I can see is that it's an amazing place to be playing polo with the family and with good friends, enjoying, and the weather is great. I can't complain at all.
There's so much to do up here, and people are great, and there's some of the best polo in the country up here.
I think this is the place to play for in the summer.
It's as good as it gets for summer polo.
This may be my new home.
And as soon as our child is old enough, she's going to be in their polo school.
You just want to be a horse in that barn.
Welcome back, everybody. Great to be alongside Cale Newman here at the Polo Manager Grand Champions Polo Club. Cale, Great condition out here this afternoon. A little bit of a slow start here for White Birch, but my God, did they come back in that third chukker.
They had one heck of a third chukker for the team in white. White Birch, what was it, 6 goals to 1?
Exactly, 4 alone by Chris Campson, who I felt was a little bit slow off the mark. That could have been, he did remember, he did get a clip, I think it was on his arm somewhere in that first chukker. So maybe he had to recover from that, but my Lord, is he playing well here now in chukker
That's
number
correct.
3.
Right out of the first bowl, and he did get hit in the arm, but you know what? I think he is over that injury as of now. He had a running and gunning first half, and I hope to see more in the second.
Okay, well, now let's look at Sebucan here. They've been relatively consistent. 3 goals in the first, 2 in the second, but only 1 goal against those 6 in chukker number 3. What do you think needs to change there for Sebucan?
I think Sebucan needs to start winning more of the bowl-ins. I think White Birch won most of the bowl-ins in the third chukker. So if they can get back to winning these bowl-ins like they were in the first chukker, I think they'll be back on track.
Well, that, of course, makes all the difference, winning those so-important throw-ins. Let's have a look. The players are back out on the field. Thank you very much, Kel, for that half-time breakdown. We'll take our seats. Hope you're comfortable at home watching the action here on Chukker TV. And we will continue now with chukker number 4. And as Cal rightly was saying there, 6 goals to 1 in that previous chukker as they line up on the far side. It'll be Mr. Mark Holmes throwing in that first ball.
And the ball bowled into play here. We're often working here. Chukker number 4. Who's going to come up with the ball? And now it's going to be sent further down the field here, trying to find Paquito de Nervi. Paquito coming up with the ball, trying to get around that last defender here. Paquito with a shot towards the goal. But it's going to be just wide to the right-hand side. Bad luck on that one, but White Birch getting a knock-in opportunity from the north end.
Well, that, of course, is a very, very important step in the right direction again. Possession, but they've got to take it all the way up the field. White Birch again here, getting away with not conceding another goal. And as you rightly said, Cal, they need to start winning those throw-ins and start scoring goals.
Campson with possession here. Chris looking around, checking his surroundings. Now unleashes a big bomb of a shot downfield. He's got Chris Brandt out in front here. Can he get there? Not this time. It's going to be Mia Navijo Estrada to come up with the ball for Sebucan. Mia Navijo Estrada gets a hold of this one. Tries to get it turned back, facing the right direction now. Mia doing a nice job so far. Drops it back behind here. And now it's Joseph Schwartz to come up with that broken play. Joseph with a shot up the field trying to find Chris Brandt, but they run out of real estate. That one's going to go over the back line and wide. So Sebucan dodging a bullet, getting a knock-in now from the south end. It's going to be Juan Bellini here with the number 4 on his back behind the ball. Ready to bring this one back into play. Umpire calls play. Bellini taps this one back in. Juan Bellini with possession. Being watched there by Joseph Schwartz. Bellini sends a powerful shot downfield, looking for his number 3, Tato Bellini. Bellini unable to make contact with that one. Nick Manifold sent that one back over to the far sideboards here. A couple players convene on the ball. Juan Bellini gets a hold of it, though. Digs it off the sideboards. Juan sends a shot down the field here. Up the field looking for one of his teammates, but it's going to be Nick Manifold once again with the interception. Manifold sends this one to the boards. Waits for it to come off. Manifold trying to keep control here. Tato Bellini tried to get in there, but it's going to be Chris Campson to come up with the ball for White Birch. Campson sends the ball up the field here along the sideboards. We've got Nick Manifold on the move at center field. Sends it over. Little centering shot. Going to follow it up himself here. Nick Manifold. What a beautiful shot there by Manifold. Drops it right in front of the goal mouth, and it's going to go right on in. I believe Manifold got the final touch. So, 3-goal lead here for the team in white, White Birch. I believe we're going to have our courtesy change when we get back to center field. Just about 3.5 minutes remaining here in chukker number 4.
Blow it.
And there's the whistle. So we do have our courtesy change, and we do have a tack timeout as well. I think Nick got the final touch.
Yeah. Oh, he missed it. Okay. So 9 goals to 6, 3-2-1 on the clock. A courtesy change, and very unlucky there for Chris Brandt, looking for his second goal. But Manifold, as you rightly said, Kale, picking up that loose ball after the miss hit by Chris Brown. But again, to see him right up front there, right in the thick of it. So it looks like White Birch are not showing any signs of easing up, and still a very difficult job here for Sebucan, who are still trailing. No goals so far scored by them, and White Birch just shy of 1, bringing it into double figures.
Teams making their way back out onto the field after the courtesy change. Doing a nice job keeping these courtesy changes within the allowed time limit. Of course, there are always exceptions if there's a attack timeout or an injury sustained right before or, during. But so far, so good on this day. The teams are using these courtesy changes to their advantage, and we're going to get this game back underway here in just a moment. We've got all of the players making their way back out to center field. Second half, of course, we're going to be having the bowlins thrown from the other umpire on the other side of the field. But that ball pulled into play here. Coming up with the ball is going to be Joseph Schwartz momentarily. Now, up the field here, Mia Navijo Estrada got a hold of that one, stole it back here. Now, Campson trying to keep control. Campson. Mia. Campson now. Campson with possession once again here. Working his way down the field. He's got players in motion. Downfield, bad luck. That one got kicked by a pony or hit a divot and unable to reach Chris Brandt. Now over on the sideboards here. Who's going to come out with it? Digging for the ball. Brandt and Manifold and a couple other players all bunched up there together. Coming up with the ball, though, is going to be Juan Bellini. Bellini sends this one downfield, trying to find one of his teammates here. Paquito on the move, trying to get control. And now Mia Navijo Estrada, but a couple players come together. The whistle does sound, stopping the action here with 2 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in chukker number 4.
Yeah, difficult to tell who made the foul there. Campson was coming down the line, wanted to clear it with a backhand. It's going to be interesting to see what the umpires make of that one, Cale. You can see Mark Holmes and Dale Schwetz there in conference, just comparing notes. Bellini coming in, wanting to, of course, give his penny's worth on that play. And it is, of course, a rule that only the captains of the teams, once spoken to, can actually be addressed by the umpires. And that is the kind of situation there where the umpires, of course, can pull a trigger, can, of course, award a possible technical. That's not going to be the case here. So a foul against White Birch after the umpires deliberated on that play. Again, Mark Holmes there just trying to calm down Juan Bellini. And it's going to be there for the man with the number 2, Paquito de Nervay.
Paquito with the approach here and the windup. Paquito sends that one along the ground but wide. Bad luck there. So, White Birch getting a knock-in opportunity from the south end. Chris Campson behind the ball. Campson taps this one once into play. Taps once, then fires a shot downfield. He's got Chris Brandt on the move, out in front, all by himself. Brandt picks it up. Beautiful shot here by the number 2, Chris Brandt. Trying to follow it up himself. Beautiful run so far, Chris Brandt. He's got Tato Bellini coming in behind. Brandt, oh, bad luck. That one comes off the goalpost. Still a live ball, and the goalpost is down now. The whistle sounds. And we do have a player off of his pony, back on his feet. Clock stop 1:36.
Well, there was a lot going on there. It was nearly one of those cases of coast to coast, like butter and toast, I believe is the right expression. It's on toast, butter on toast, I was told earlier on. And one goal post there, just getting a knock. Nick Manifold, I saw him dismount, and I'm sure he's going to be okay. That pony, of course, running over to the sidelines, to the pony lines. And again, the 2 umpires there now having to just calm things down a little bit. Very unlucky there for Joseph Schwartz, who was right there after that miss hit of Chris Brandt, who did ever so well, taking the ball literally from one side of the field to the other. And would have been nice to see Joseph get his first score. That would have made the whole team complete. So we have a man without a horse, and we will throw this one back to the studio for just a few seconds, and then make sure you join us when the action continues in a matter of moments.
guy with a dowel in his pocket.
I actually think that the mallet, the hammer in Jan's box is nothing else.
What? How about the dowel? Is it broken?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just pushed down to the ground.
I haven't got a hammer.
You don't have a hammer in your box?
The guy right there. Dale, coming on the tractor, Mariano too.
Yeah, we got a goalpost down, guys. We've got a goalpost down, which is going to take a little minute to fix, and we've also got a man without a horse, so bear with me. I'll keep you posted. Have I got a hammer? I haven't got a hammer.
There's usually one in that box.
Okay, trying to fill up some airtime. I got nothing right now.
So a little bit unfortunate there that we just waiting for one of the ground staff to come. We need to, of course, repair that that right-hand goalpost, which came down in that melee of players that came down, Cale. But quite a heated game we've got on our hands here this afternoon at White Birch.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a runaway score here with 9-6 here in favor of White Birch. But a little bit more about those goalposts. These goalposts are made to break away like that. If you saw on the screen, the horse kind of tapped into it, and the thing just went right over. They're made with foam, and they're covered in a canvas material. They're very safe for the horses, and they're very easy to put back in place. So the grounds crew is out there. They're putting that one back in place. As you mentioned earlier, the dowel is not broken, so they're just going to pound that one back into the ground and fit it right back up.
Perfectly. Great job there. Very quickly done. Thank you for that breakdown and definition, of course. It's very important to know that you at home, of course, if you're watching polo for the first time, it's all designed around the welfare of the four-legged athlete. So that goalpost back restored. And I believe, where is he? Nick Manifold. Yep, also now back on a fresh set of legs. 1:36 left to play. And after that little melee in front of that goalpost, I'm pretty sure we will see a knock-in here for the team in blue for Team Sebucan.
You are correct. So it's going to be a knock-in here to be taken by Sebucan. There was no foul on the play. We just had to have a timeout to get a player remounted and the goalpost back in place. So Juan Bellini brings this one back in. Bellini winds up and crushes the ball downfield. He's got Tato Bellini on the move here trying to get there. Tato and Nick Manifold. Manifold gets a hold of the line and the ball. Now Campson, with great spatial awareness there, waits for that one and gets a hold of it, sends it downfield. He's got Joseph Schwartz on the move. Joseph trying to get in there, but Bellini gets a hold of the line. Bellini, one, gets a hold of that ball, turns it back facing the right direction now for Sebucan. Juan Bellini trying to follow up his own shot there. Unable to get there. Chris Campson comes in, and the whistle sounds, stopping the action with 56 seconds left to go. Under a minute remains here in Chukker number 4.
Well, ever so slightly there, Chris Campson coming across that right of way. Ever so slightly, but of course, ever so slightly is ever so slightly too much. You cannot come across that line again. Bellini there very much established on that right of way. Good call by the umpires. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see the ball being placed there at the penalty 4 spot. So an important chance here now for Sebucan to claw one back, which could just leave them trailing by 2 if they get back to the centre in time. But I don't think they will with 55 seconds. You never know. They might get another play out of this before the end of Chukker number 4. So a little bit of a pressure shot now here for the man with the number 4, Juan Bellini.
That ball placed on the 60-yard stripes and can do some work here. I do hear a whistle. We do have a whistle sounding. Stopping the action here. I believe we have a tack timeout. So, yes, the ball was out of play there, but we do have another whistle sounding for a tack issue. So, sometimes it is easier to just replace the pony instead of fixing the piece of broken tack. So, we allowed the player to do that. Now, the umpire calls play once again here. Juan Bellini from the 60-yard stripe. Bellini winds up. Ooh, bad luck there. That one's going to go wide to the left-hand side. Not what he wanted to have happen there, but White Birch will get a knock-in opportunity from the south end. Just about 40 seconds remaining here, 10 ahead of the warning horn. Chris Campson brings it into play. Campson winds up, sends a shot over to the left-hand side. There's a 30-second warning horn. Nick Manifold comes in and picks up the play here. Manifold and Paquito. Paquito keeping a close watch on Manifold. Nick leaves that one behind here for Campson. Campson, not quite the shot he was looking to get off of that ball. Sends it up the field, and the first one on is going to be Bellini. Bellini couldn't quite get all of that one, and now it's going to be Paquito. Paquito de Narvaez sends a shot over here, trying to set up one of his teammates. It's going to be Bellini, but they run out of time. There's the double horn, and that's all she wrote for Chucker number 4.
So, 2 more chuckers ahead of us. 6 goals to 9. No score here in this chucker number 4 for Sebucan. After that unfortunate miss there by Bellini on the penalty 4. So they have it all to do when they come back, as I hope you will too. Join us for the penultimate and final chucker of this limited edition 8-goal game here, 2021, coming to you live on Chucker TV.
To be able to come here and play a course such as this, it's a great experience. Probably the best tee gift I've ever received, so, and that's no lie. My wife actually gave me a pair for Christmas before I played in the tournament, so this will be my 3rd pair, so I'm looking forward to it.
Over the calf, 17 and a half. Outseam, 43 and a half. We make a personal pattern for everybody, and that takes a lot of different points on a body to draft a pattern.
I have at least 7 or 8 pair. Great golf course and get a pair of blue jeans out of the deal. It's freaking awesome.
The down for that is 17 and a quarter.
Was that about 32?
Yep, you nailed it. Same thing you've been wearing since high school. 6 and a half.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks so much for being here, and good luck today on the course.
We will do a true shotgun start today, so good luck today, and y'all have a great time.
People aren't accustomed to getting a gift like custom pants at a golf tournament, but for clubs that do offer that to their members, it's been a success every time because it's so unique, it's so different, and it's an American-made product that's custom. You get measured for it, you get to design it and pick it. Who doesn't like that?
Getting a pair of jeans from Blue Dots is a great gift, something unique, something that they normally wouldn't get that they really appreciate.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Chucker TV. We've got Chucker number 5 set to begin here with a penalty number 5 from the spot of the infraction. We had a right-of-way violation to end Chucker number 4. The last player making her way out onto the field, that is Mia Novijo Estrada. So, as soon as we have all of the players in place, we will get underway here. Umpire calls play. Chris Campson with the circle here. This is a penalty 5 from the spot of the infraction, but it is close enough for Chris Campson to take a shot on goal. Campson gets it done. He has got a very strong arm on him as well. So, just like that, White Birch made it to double digits. 10-6 the score as we head back to center field for a bowl-in on umpire Mark Holmes.
Incredible there once again to see the power there of Chris Campson. He scored a goal, 1 goal in the second. He scored 4 in the third. Goal number 6 now here in Chucker number 5. And that, of course, puts White Birch into double figures, extending their lead once again to 4 goals. 6 goals to 10 with 5:54 on the clock.
Campson out of the bowl-in with the ball. He's got Juan Bellini on his hip here. Campson digs this one off the sideboards. Chris Campson, centering shot now, trying to find his number 2, Chris Brandt. Unable to find him now. It's going to be Nick Manifold. Manifold, not quite the shot he was looking to make on that one. Campson, though, everywhere on the field today. Chris Campson finds another one and takes his team to 11. So now we head back to center field once again here for a bowl-in on umpire Mark Holmes.
Well, Cal, if you look at the way, or the last time they last scored, and that was Santos Bellini in Chucker number 3. 1 unanswered goal in Chucker number 4, and again, 2 now in the lead for White Birch. Can Sebucan still turn this around?
Sebucan needs to start winning these bowl-ins here. Ball on the ground. Who's going to come away with it? Fighting for possession here. A little bit of a standstill. Coming up with the ball, though, is going to be the umpire's whistle. Sound stopping the action here with 4 minutes and 47 seconds remaining here in shocker number 5.
Well, things again getting a little bit heated on the collar here. Carlson clearly on that line, which he had crossed, to the dismay of Sebucan. And you were just talking about it, Kale, about winning possession. The last thing you want to do is give up that possession. And especially if you get awarded against you now, in this case for Sebucan, a penalty for. And the way that man, Chris Campson, has been scoring those goals here this afternoon, I would not be surprised if he makes another hat-trick, or his first hat-trick. Remember, he only scored, well, I say only, he scored 4 goals in chukker number 4. So far, already 2 to his name, so this could be goal number 3 in this chukker for Chris Campson.
Campson with the approach here, making the circle. Campson with the approach. And the wind-up, Chris Campson sends that one right on in, putting another point on the board here. And now White Birch has Sebucan doubled up on the scoreboard with a score of 12-6. With just over 4.5 minutes remaining here in chukker number 5. We go back to center field and line up on umpire Mark Holmes for another bowl-in.
Goal number 8 there for Chris Campson. Incredible. A chukker, I beg your pardon, a hat-trick now in this chukker, but he might not be done yet. Let's see what happens as the ball is thrown in.
Ball put back on the ground here. Nick Manifold with possession out of the bowl-in. Manifold gets a ball turned back facing the right direction now for White Birch. Working his way down the field, able to maintain possession here. Now he unleashes a centering shot trying to find Chris Brandt. Unable to find him, though. It's going to be picked up here by Paquito de Narvaez. Paquito with the number 2 on his back. Campson, though, comes up with that ball, gets a hold of it momentarily, but it's going to be Bellini now. Bellini setting up, trying to set up Tato Bellini, but it's going to be Manifold coming back in on the action for White Birch. Nick Manifold gets his pocket pick there by Juan Bellini. Bellini off and working here. Joseph Schwartz on the move, trying to get a hold of that line. Joseph, can he get there? He does, but unable to make the contact he wanted. But it's going to be Manifold now. Manifold, nice little poke out of the air. Nick Manifold, number 3 for White Birch. And now, Campson sends it right back up the field. Paquito, little disrupting play there, and coming in is going to be Juan Bellini. Bellini with possession now. Gets a turn back facing the right direction. Now unleashes a powerful shot downfield. He's got Tato Bellini with the number 3 on his move. Trying to get there, but Chris Campson will ride him wide of that line and pick up the play. He can say that. They met earlier. Campson now with possession, trying to keep control. Sends it up here for his number 3. Bad luck there. Took an unlucky bounce, and now it's going to be Bellini once again. Juan Bellini setting up Paquito de Narvaez, but Nick Manifold coming up with the play. Now Chris Campson trying to get a hold of this pass. Campson can't quite keep it with him. Now Juan Bellini coming in on the action here. Juan Bellini left that one over there on the sideboards. Coming up with the ball is going to be Paquito. Now working his way down the field here. Paquito de Narvaez trying to keep control. Paquito, but coming up, Manifold got a touch on it. Now Chris Campson steals back possession. Coming up to the ball first, though, is going to be Paquito de Narvaez over here on the sideboards. Paquito gets a turn, facing the right direction. He's got Juan Bellini in behind. Drops it back behind here for Bellini. Bellini, little short tap. Juan Bellini. Umpires tell White to clear. Bellini able to recover that broken play. Under a minute and a half remaining here in chukker number 5. Juan Bellini still with possession, trying to get something working here, and the whistle sounds, stopping the action.
Well, I'm a little bit dumbfounded as well. I'm going to look over to Steve Lane sitting next to me. Steve, what did you make of that one? That's what I thought you might say, shading the right of way. Now, we've seen that quite a lot in this game here this afternoon. A little bit of a slow whistle on that play. The umpires being as lenient as they possibly can. So, I think a good call to make that play, or to make that call by the mounted officials. Bellini clearly wanting to make the play, unable to do so. So with 1:22, I'm pretty sure, Cale, this will be the last, or this will be the courtesy change. A little bit later than normal here in chukker number 5.
Yeah, we are taking the courtesy change a little late, but we haven't had a break in the action this chukker. It's been a fast-paced chukker. So we are having the late courtesy change. Juan Bellini and Chris Campson electing to stay out on the field. I believe Campson did change in the corner, though. So the rest of the players making their way over to their respective tents, hopping on fresh legs, and we will get back to the action here in just a moment.
Chance for us to remind you, dear viewers watching here on Chukker TV, of course, first of all, please drop a line, drop a question, drop any kind of comment you may have. Happy to give you a shout-out no matter where you're playing. Tell us where you're playing and tell us how you're enjoying this game. But also a note for your diary. Thursday afternoon, of course, the WPL action will continue. Make sure you tune in, 4 o'clock Florida time. Casablanca will be out on the field. Remember, winners of the WPL Palm Beach Open 2 Sundays ago. As I say, that game will be coming to you live into your living rooms on Thursday at 4 p.m. So, quick pony change. Players all back out on the field. And, Cal, things getting a little bit heated under the collar out there at the moment.
Just a little bit, but, you know, when you're down by a couple goals going into the second to last or last chukker, things do get a little heated. Like I said before, Sebucan needs to start winning these bowl-ins. They're very, very important, and again, giving up possession on penalties, it's not good for their mental state. They're getting a little flustered out there.
Yeah, I think so too. They don't seem to be gelling as well as you might think here. Of course, a lot of talent out there with these boys. With Mia Navija Estrada, would like to see her get into a goal shooting position. Paquito de Navai saw a little bit more of him in the first half, especially in that first chukker when he scored twice. Santos Bellini also with a score, but I'd like to see him do a little bit more. Chance here now for Sebucan to get one back. Paquito de Navai, but he puts it wide.
That one did bounce off of the post. Bad luck there for Paquito. As I mentioned, I think they're getting a little too much in their heads. So, possession will go to White Birch. Chris Campson off the back line, or close to the back line, with a pass up here to Nick Manifold. Manifold unable to find that ball, overrides just a little bit. Now it's going to be Bellini, but look at that. Campson pokes it out of the air, intercepting that ball. Campson. Powerful shot downfield. Working his way down. He's got Bellini to deal with here. Gets around Bellini. Unable to make contact with the ball. Now it's going to be picked off and taken out of there by Sebucan. That's Paquito. They divide. Now the whistle sounds. Stopping the action here. Under a minute remaining. 42 seconds left to play here in chukker number 5. Riding underneath the swing from behind is the call on the field. So they drop this one on the center stripe for a penalty number 5 here to go in favor of Sebucan. Juan Bellini and Paquito talking a little bit of strategy here at center field. Umpire calls play, and Juan Bellini here with the approach.
Bellini now, he needs to send a long ball down the field. He's going to tap it in to get a little bit closer. The first player he needs to get past from White Birch will be Joseph Schwartz. There is the pass back into midfield, as it were, intercepted there by Chris Campson. There is the horn. We're down to the last 30 seconds left to play. Sebucan find themselves deep in the half net of White Birch. Unfortunately, unable to make the most of that play. Little backhand shot, nicely done there by Navigio Estrada, feeding the ball up to Paquito de Narvaez. Paquito with a long distance shot. He had to put a bit of a cut on that. Manifold will come in between and pick this ball up and send it back down the field. We're down to the last few seconds in chukker number 5. 12 goals to 6. That is all they wrote. That is all they played for in chukker number 5. So let's hope they can calm down a little bit as they go for their final change of ponies. Make sure you join us here for chukker number 6 in just a few moments.
Yes, I got my swagger back.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
The world's best polo in your pocket. Chukker TV, the only app you'll need to watch polo. The world's best polo in your pocket.
Chukker TV, the only app you'll ever need to watch polo.
There's something about when you get up early, prep the plane, and you take off, and you get that first light of day. And the air is crystal smooth. You can see forever. You have to have the right aircraft for the right flight with the right crew up front. Only NetJets can do this. The flight dissolves into the background. It should just be the here and now.
Welcome back, everybody. We got chukker number 6 of this limited edition 8-goal match set to begin here. We played all the way down to the double horn to end chukker number 5. So we're going to start things off with a bowl-in from the center to the boards. Waiting on one more player, Mia Navigio Estrada, making her way over center field now. And as soon as she is here and in position, we will get this match back underway with a bowl-in from umpire Mark Holmes.
Now, what do you think, Cal? Do you think Mia will score? She's going to leave the best till last. Chukker number 6, the only lady who hasn't scored yet here for Sebucan. And, of course, Joseph Schwartz would like to see him get on the score sheet as well. He's on the attack right in front of us here, trying to make a bit of a nuisance in front of Santos Bellini. Bellini still with possession, slightly sends it out to the right-hand side as Manifold will come in for the challenge.
And they run out of real estate there. That ball goes over the back line and well wide of the goal. Not what they wanted to have happen. But we're going to have a knock-in here for the team in white. White Birch. Chris Campson behind the ball. Ready to bring it back into play. Campson taps it once. Now winds up and unleashes a big bomb downfield. He's got Chris Brandt on the move here. Out in front with Tato Bellini keeping a close watch on him. Chris Brandt over center field now. Doing a nice job with a beautiful approach shot down the field here. Deep into the corner. Can he get back on that ball? Tato Bellini gets a hold of it momentarily. Now Joseph Schwartz. Joseph Schwartz with a shot at goal. That was a very difficult angle to shoot at. Misses it by a mere few inches.
But definitely, Kel, I'm sure you'll agree, A for effort there. He got himself in just that right position there. Very unlucky by Joseph Schwartz. Would have liked to have seen him get that very important goal for his team.
Now Joseph back in on the action here. Can't quite make contact with the ball. And the whistle sounds, stopping the clock with exactly 5 minutes left to play in regulation time.
Indeed, 5 minutes left on the clock, and the ball being placed. Let's see, well, it's being placed on the centre line there, so penalty 5B, a hit from the centre in favour of Sebucan. And again, Bellini just giving instructions there to both Mia Navigio Estrada and Paquito de Narvaez. Now then, will he drill one down the field or will he tap it into play? Looks like he's going to tap it into play. Getting a little bit closer past Joseph Schwartz. Looks like Bellini might run this one himself. Oh, a deflection coming off the back of the pony. I think it was off the horse there of Chris Campson, who will pick this one up with pleasure. Joseph Schwartz getting stronger and stronger now. Campson trying to weave his way through those two Sebucan defenders. Ball's over the halfway line, a swing and a miss, and Campson on the near side will correct himself. Now then, what can Santos Bellini do here up against the six-goaler? Bellini Jr., Santos there will send it back down the field. I beg your pardon, that was Paquito de Narvaez. It's landed at the feet of Manifold. Manifold will try and send this one up into the danger zone, looking for Campson, who opens his shoulders, takes a shot. And it's still on the field, but only ever so slightly over on the far side. Paquito de Narvaez, I'm sure that is, will try and steal this one before Mick Manifold gets to it. Ball goes over the side. No, it doesn't. It's still. Oh, I thought it just went over. I was going to say a COP.
Now it went over the sideboard. So we're going to have a possession change here for the team in blue. Sebucan will get possession here. Juan Bellini taps it into play. Bellini having a little trouble with that ball. Now able to recover. Juan Bellini winds up, fires a shot downfield. He's looking for his number 2, Paquito. Or no, that was the 3 of Tato Bellini. Now, Chris Campson digs this one off the sideboards. Campson gets it turned back facing the right direction. Campson unleashes a shot up the field looking for Nick Manifold. Manifold trying to get there, but it's going to be backed out of danger by Mia Navijo Estrada momentarily. Now trapped by Campson once again. Chris Campson unleashes a shot downfield. He's got his number 2, Chris Brandt, on the move. He got a hold of that one about 6 inches off the deck. And Chris Brandt going to escort that one right between the posts and put another point on the board.
Goal number 2 for Chris Brown, and that was again a goal in waiting, well overdue, well played there. The assist, of course, coming from Campson, and he read it ever so well, Chris Brown. Just 1.5 little touches there, putting it through. 2:40, or beg your pardon, 2:36 on the clock, Cale. The final courtesy change of the afternoon.
That is correct. Jan, we are getting these courtesy changes a little later in the Chuckers, but because we have had non-stop action, the courtesy change will only happen during a break in the action. So after a goal is scored on the way back to a bowl-in, or if there is a whistle around the middle of the Chucker. And so far, we have not been having those in the last couple Chuckers.
Which, of course, is a reflection of how nicely and flowy this game has been. But, Carl, let's look at that score sheet here. 2 back-to-back Chuckers with no score by Sebucan. And that, of course, is something you can't afford at this level if you're playing against such a strong mounted team like White Birch. Joseph Schwartz there, like I say, the only player, but doing ever so well here. He had a big chance with a shot on goal just a few moments ago, so compliments to Joseph Schwartz. Chris Brandt there with goal number 2. He scored in Chucker number 3, and again now in Chucker number 6. Manifold with 3 scores to his name, but 8 goals in total for Chris Campson.
Ball put back on the ground here. White Birch just dominating these bowl-ins so far with Nick Manifold with possession. Manifold sends a shot, comes off of the back of Bellini. And now that ball picked up and stolen out of there by Sebucan. Trying to maintain possession here. And Chris Brandt with a nice shot there, but the whistle did sound, stopping the action with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in regulation time.
Yeah, an infringement there on that right of way. Good call by Del Schwetz. Spotted that very well. 2:02 on the clock. Let's see where he drops that ball. It will be at least a power pen. I was going to say from the centre. So Bellini there just giving instructions. This time to his number 2, Paquito de Narvaez. He'll take that one for the centre. 5B. 2:02 on the clock. 13 goals to 6 in favour of White Birch.
Bellini crushes that one downfield off to the right-hand side. Trying to get a hold of that ball is one of the Sebucan players, but no one able to get a hold of it, and that one's going to go over the end line. Well wide of the goal. So White Birch with a knock-in, and now a whistle sound, stopping the action. Once again, we've got 1 minute, 39 seconds remaining in regulation time. So we did have a tack timeout here. So, as I mentioned before, sometimes it's easier and quicker just to change the pony than it is to address that piece of broken tack. So, me and Navijo Estrada hopping on a fresh pony to take care of that broken tack. Bellini also taking advantage of the timeout, and Joseph Schwartz as well. So this is one of those scenarios where one may change, all may change. If we have timeout for one player, the other players will be allowed to take advantage of the timeout as well. Looks like we got everyone back out on the field, mounted up, ready to go. So umpire calls play, and Campson off the back line for White Birch. Chris Campson unleashes a big bomb down the field. He's got Chris Brandt on the move trying to get there, but Tato Bellini gets a hold of it right about center field. And Bellini coming in, keeps control of that ball, but Chris Campson there to receive the interception here for White Birch. Chris Campson sends it downfield out in front once again here for his number 2, Chris Brandt. Brandt doing a fantastic job all day so far. Chris Brandt now goes to the near side. Nice attempt there. Not quite the angle he was looking to get on that one, and it's going to stay on the playing field. Picked off here by Juan Bellini. Bellini working his way down the field up here for Mia Navijo Estrada. Estrada keeping control here. She's got Joseph Schwartz on her hip trying to push her off of that line. Joseph Schwartz doing a fantastic job out there. What a nice play there by young Joseph Schwartz. But it's going to be Paquito de Narvaez to pick up the broken play and send it on through for another point on the board here. 13-7 now the score. Just about 30 seconds. There's the 30-second warning horn. It is the final chucker play. We will let the clock run out, but it looks like the players are out there shaking hands. We do have to let that clock tick all the way down to 0, though. So, Yen, what do you think about today's game?
Well, I think it was a very much an open shot case here for White Birch. Really, after a little bit of a slow start, remember, Sebucan scoring 3 in that first chucker. Nick Manifold, the only man to score for White Birch. And even in chucker number 2, it still very much looked like Sebucan had a good grip on this game. But then things all changed in chucker number 3. A total of 7 goals, beg your pardon, 6 goals to 1 in favour of White Birch. That's when the turnaround came. And it was all uphill for White Birch and downhill for Sebucan as of then. 2 goalless chuckers here for Sebucan in chucker 4 and chucker number 5. I think on the day here, White Birch just had that rhythm going. Like I said, from the half-time period onwards, it just wasn't their day today. But congratulations to White Birch. Commiserations to Sebucan, who I'm sure will get stronger throughout this tournament. That, as you say, Kel, is all they played for at the end of full time. Remember, the action of the WPL continues on Thursday afternoon. Make sure you tune in there. From Cale and myself, a very good afternoon. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Yen. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for having me on the air today. And we will see you next time.